Alright, still a bit chilly here this morning, but if you notice, we've got the no longer smoking orange car sitting in here right now. I would guess you could call this, you know, phase 2. So if you remember, we had those ugly gold wheels. Well, guess what? We've got some very nice, brand new XXR wheels. I know everybody's going to say what they're going to say, XXR, da-da-da-da-da, but still a nice wheel, still a well-priced wheel, and going to look really good on this. Now, on top of that, we have new headlights. Okay, and we have brake rotor, the slotted brake rotor kit from Detroit Axle that we're going to be putting on. We also have new lugs, a shifter. We're waiting on a gauge pod, a stage 1 ECM that's been taking a while to get shipped. I'm not sure what's up with that. And we're going to be swapping out. It's just easier to swap out this column because I have it than pull the wheel off, because I let my my puller to somebody. But we do have some nice upgrades for this. I'm going to get everything out of the box and show you what we're actually all doing here. Some of this stuff out. So here's what the headlights actually look like. They have like a protective cover over top of them, so we're going to get those thrown in. There's the Hurst shifter. We're going to get this thing installed as I drop my phone. Here's what the rotors are. They're the cross drilled ones that we usually have, that we usually install. Here are the wheels. Like I said, we got the new black tuner type lugs. Alright, they are definitely going to make a big difference on here. I just threw these stock ones on so that we could get stuff switched around, because we actually used the tires that were on there, on them gold wheels, because they were brand new. And here we go. So we're going to get all them mounted, swap these out. So basically I'm probably going to start with the back ones. We'll get the back brakes on, and then we'll throw the back wheels on. But we should be able to have a look at this to see what it is by the time we're done. Get the shifter installed. Like I said, I'm still waiting for some other items to come in for this. Nice loud helicopter. And geez, we're gonna get started. All right, well, not only did we have those other parts, we also installed an AGP fork and a ACT clutch with a street disc. I didn't film any of that. I got a couple pictures of it sitting there, what it looked like for putting it in. Very little use on it. Here's what the headlights look like. We got this one sit in here. Looking pretty good. Like I said, I just got the transmission is back up in. I'm getting ready to, I'm just reusing this fluid. I mean, come on. Dropped this trans twice. It was new when I put it in. So we're just putting it right back in. Couple bolts to put on. The brakes fit up pretty good. Here's what the, all right. So we got the front brakes on. We got the rears on. Here's with the tires and the wheels mounted. And I think this thing's gonna look pretty good once I got it sitting on the ground. I didn't get a chance to get to any of the stuff here inside. Like I said, we just got done getting the transmission in. Everything is back together. I got to hook up the charge pipe and the vacuum lines to get the battery tray in. I'm gonna run a little zip tie here like I did the last time. Get everything in and together. In case you wanted to know, this is just what I use to fill these transmissions. Pull the plug off, stick it right there. Usually I stick something underneath. It's weird. Sometimes I'll put the fluid in, drain it out, and then sometimes it doesn't all go back down in. Just a little bit ends up on the floor. It's kind of weird. All right. Today, we have to install basically a steering wheel and a Hurst shifter. So, let's see what we got in here. Front bumper hardware. Not sure what that all is, but we'll have to check it out when the time comes. A lot of different stuff. Check this out. Now, there should be some screws here. Alright, well, there's no screws in the front. How about back here? No screws in the back. Like I said, I mean, I never had this apart. Thought I was going to use a Phillips head screwdriver here. Okay. Well, just did the brakes. The e-brake's nice and tight. All right. Well, might as well take care of that while we're in here. Bit of floor movement. Now, stock shifter. Basically, we got to pop these cables off down here. They have the hard bushings. You have to be very careful because you can damage the cables on here. This one over here is usually the hardest side to get off. Right here. I actually broke a cable one time, but we'll get them off. The Hurst shifter, you can switch the shifter out, this part, but you still need to undo the base for those. So it's just easier. We're just gonna unbolt this one and then we'll bolt that one in. It'll get the rubbers on the bottom, then the shifter will set in. Then it gets the washers, and you reuse these nuts, which are 13 mils. So I'm gonna grab something for them. Grab a little light. I usually pop these with some channel locks. Sometimes you can just pry these right off. I've actually went through and actually loosened this here, and then pulled this off after it was out. Same with the other side. If you can get in behind them with a screwdriver, usually they pop right off. That's the only time these things suck is when you gotta pop them off. So quite ugly, but that's just going to be easier than pulling this off because I don't have a puller at the moment. All right, there's that one. And then 13. Found slow, consistent, steady pressure usually pulls these bushings out. Okay. Now, if you're pulling one of these out and somebody has these nuts over tightened, it'll actually take this piece of metal, and what happens is this is just it's like a flared, really thin collar at the top, and if they tighten it down too far, what happens is instead of it being straight, it comes down and then it does this number and it actually curls in at the bottom and it actually holds onto the thread, so it makes it a real pain to separate the shifter. Luckily, no one touched this one. So look like this. You can tell, like, it'll actually get wrapped down in there. There's one there too, I think. Ah. off and out of the way. Alright, bushings have a recessed top. I'm going first. That way. Okay, 4 of them are in. Now, same way the other one came off. Just gonna slide it backwards, get our cables in, our slots, just like that. Ease ourselves forward. Sometimes it sucks, you gotta line them both up at the same time. Okay. So these should sit down on here pretty good. Sometimes I'll get this on here, and then I'll like push it and it helps pull the shifter back in place. Alright, so good little channel locks here again. Just any way you can get in here, I guess. Puts our bushing back on. The reason why you need those longer cables is so you have clearance down here at the floor. Or not longer cables, longer bushings, so that you have clearance down here, so it lifts it up. All right, now let's get back to this here. So get in here, get your cable started, car cable started, your cable clip started. Usually just give them a nice tap. You can use something other than this, but that seems to be the gist of it. I'm going to go over, I'm going to do the other side, get them clamped on, get the cable clamp in. I'm pushing forward on this to help pull this cable back in. Besides being a little bit more trying. First time using this tool. I want to note, do not over tighten them bushings. Get them snug. I actually had them smushed down a little bit. Yep. Real good there. Probably would have helped me a little bit better get this cable seated if I had the whole darn thing a little bit more loose. right in. So I recommend you tighten these by hand, and you don't over smush. All right, there we go. Hurst shifter installed. I'm going to get the center console installed. There's supposed to be 2 screws up there and 4 back here. Obviously there was none. Looks like somebody had a hole here for something at one time. Hard to say what was going on there, but I'm gonna put a couple self tappers in here, right up here, and I'll probably put one here and maybe one here, just real short ones. I did a video. It's just something quick you can use to fix that stuff. I mean, you can do something different if you want to, but it really helps to firm up the e-brake, since these like to have the spot welds separate here at the floor. So that's pretty much the it's a little chilly, thin sweatshirt. All right, so I had not had a chance to, I forgot to get this videoed. Anyway, the steering wheel is installed. I just kind of loosened the bolt and did a shake back and forth and got it off. We also had the opportunity to, like I said, we got the shifter is finished being installed, and then we got 2 gauges here. So we have AFR and volts over here. We installed the dual pillar pod gauge. This came from Modern. We also ordered and finally received the stage 1 ECM. So we have that now installed. I got everything reinstalled up here. Okay, so tuned her up, I guess, VIN matched and installed. So took us a while to get that. So everything else right now is pretty much done and installed right now. We did drive the car, and we put, I believe it's basically almost 20 miles, no problems. We did have, like I said, we had a couple more things here that we had to finish up. Right now, I'm going to pull the cover off and double check the plug off the back here, off the multi-function switch, see if it's melted. If it is, I'll do a pin out on that. And basically, just like I said, double check that, make sure that's good, which that's a pretty common problem. I have a video changing that pin out on, which, I mean, if somebody asks, I can put that in the link. Man, but like, look, we got all the wheels on. This thing just is getting to the point where it's looking good. This thing's going to be driven for a while. I guess, and then it's going to go through a state inspection, and then I guess it's off to getting painted, from what I was told. So, but I mean, this pretty much finishes this thing up, right? No more smoke. Okay, no more smoke. Good shifting. It's got an ACT clutch. It's got gauges, new wheels, the brakes all brand new, new headlights, new MPX front mount, just working the way that it should. We got to get a couple more miles on this thing. Like I said, I'm down to just checking that switch, but that pretty much finishes this thing up, man. Orange is done, I hope, but I'm sure we'll see this one again. There's talks of maybe putting a big wheel stock turbo on this thing, and I'm like, get it together, get it painted, drive it, and enjoy it, and then we'll do some more stuff to it. The nice weather's coming. So with that being said, guys, boost on. I'll see you in the next video.